a family recipe. My grandma makes this all the time and so does my mom. This is ranch style bread, or like a lot of people know it in Spanish, pan de rancho or panochas, and this is just a comfort food. I grew up with this and it's so good. It just warms my heart all the time. It reminds me of all the times we used to go to Mexico. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you do, please give it a little thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. That really helps my channel out. So let's go ahead and get started. The ingredients that you need to make this ranch style bread are 3 cups of all-purpose flour, 2 cups of pancake mix, 1 cup of vegetable shortening, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, half a teaspoon of cinnamon, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, 1 cup of white sugar, and 8 ounces of warm milk. In a large bowl, I'm going to start adding the first ingredients. The first ones that I'm going to add is the cup of vegetable shortening. Next, I'm going to add the cup of sugar and then the vanilla. And I'm going to go ahead and start combining them, and I'm going to start breaking up the vegetable shortening with my hand until it's combined with the sugar. And this takes a little bit of time, maybe about 4 to 5 minutes. So you just want to make sure that the sugar incorporates well with the vegetable shortening and it breaks down completely. It's been about 4 minutes and this is what it looks like. Consistency sort of like a paste. So once it gets to this consistency, go ahead and add the rest of your ingredients. I'm going to start by adding the cinnamon and the baking powder, and I'm going to mix it in well. I went ahead and combined my 3 cups of all-purpose flour with the 2 cups of pancake mix in a large bowl. So in this large bowl, I went ahead and put all 5 cups. So I'm going to start to add little at a time until I incorporate it. And this takes a little bit of time, probably anywhere from like 8 to 12 minutes because you have to work the dough. So you're going to go ahead and just take your time until it is completely combined. So once it gets to this consistency, as you guys can see, it's kind of crumbly. You want to go ahead and continue to add the rest of your flour, and you're going to do this until you kind of incorporate it well with the vegetable shortening before you add your milk. So this is what it looks like right before I'm going to start to add my milk. You want to make sure that the milk is warm, not hot, but warm enough where you could handle it with the hands, because you're going to start combining and making the dough with this. And you're just going to work it until the entire mix of the flour is completely wet and it comes together. So you want to do this little at a time. I wouldn't dump the entire milk in there just because sometimes it might be a little too much. I'm using 8 ounces of warm milk, but there's times where you might just need 6 or 7 ounces, just depending. You'll get to know just by the feel of the dough. So you'll just continue to add a little at a time. And as you guys could see, it's starting to come together, and that's what you guys want. At the end, your bowl is going to be completely clean. There's going to be no flour around. So I'm just going to go ahead and continue to do this until my dough is completely formed. So this is what the dough is going to look like, and it's sort of like a hard clay dough consistency, and this is what you guys want it to be like. And I'm just going to go ahead and continue to work the dough. I am almost done with it, and then I'm just going to let it rest anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes. Now I'm going to let my dough rest anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes. So next, I'm going to take my dough and I'm going to start forming it into an oblong shape. And the reason I like to do this is just because I find it easier when I'm ready to portion it out. So I'm just going to go ahead and continue to do this until I get it to the desired shape, and then I'll go ahead and cut it. So next, I'm going to go ahead and take a knife and just cut it out. I'm going to be cutting 4 pieces, and that's the reason I like to go ahead and do an oblong shape. I feel like it gives me more or less similar sizes. So next, I'm going to take a piece and then I'm going to start forming a ball. And you just want to make sure you do this for all of the 4 pieces. And once you have all these 4 balls, then you are ready to roll them out. And the reason I use a rolling pin is because that's how my grandma and my mom make them, with a rolling pin. So next, I'm going to take one of the balls and I'm going to start rolling it out. I'm going to use a rolling pin because that's what my grandma and my mom use. I've never actually thought about using a tortilla press, and I don't know if it's going to work or not, just because you don't want it too thin. You want to stay anywhere between like 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch thick. So I would recommend you guys to use a rolling pin. So I'm just gonna go ahead and continue to do this until I feel like it's 1/2 inch or 3/4 of an inch thick. So my dough right now is at the thickness that I want. It's about 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch thick. I'm just gonna take my hands and pat it all the way around just so I make more of a circle so it's more round. And I'll go ahead and pat that, and then I'll take my rolling pin and just go on the top lightly just so I get rid of any like finger indentations that I did while I was patting the sides. So next I'm gonna go ahead and just pinch and fold all the way around. I'm just pinching and folding up the edges. It just makes the bread look nicer, and this is how my grandma does it. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this all the way around, and as you guys could see, it's super easy. It's almost the same technique that I use for my empanadas. So now that I'm done with the edge, I'm going to take a butter knife and I'm going to score the top of the bread. I'm going to go ahead and do 3 lines lengthwise, and then I'm going to go ahead and do 3 lines the opposite way, but the other lines I'm going to go at a diagonal, and this is just how my grandma does it. And as you guys could see, I'm creating diamonds, and I'm not putting too much pressure. I'm just gently scoring the top of it. Same thing with the fork. I'm going to go ahead and poke the fork into each of the diamonds. And as you guys can see, this is what it's going to look like. And now I have them ready. I'm going to go ahead and transfer it over to my cookie sheet. And this one's done and it's ready to be baked. But I'm going to go ahead and finish doing the other ones. And they're going to look just like that. So here I'm done with all 4 of them. I placed them on greased cookie sheets and I used regular cooking spray to grease them. So now they're ready to be baked, and I'm going to go ahead and pop them in the oven. I'm going to bake them at 350 anywhere from 30 to 40 minutes. Just keep an eye on them. Once they're done baking, put them under the broil just for like 2 to 3 minutes under low. And this is what they look like from the bottom, and this is what they look like from the top. You want them a nice golden brown color at the top as well. And this is the consistency that it is. I'll go ahead and cut a piece so you guys could see it, and it smells amazing. I absolutely love how these smell, and they pair perfectly with coffee or hot chocolate. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I want to invite you guys to subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next video.